Y'all are mean. I'm trying to get things done last second and all this stuff. Good morning and welcome back to WKNI TV 25. We have our guest this morning, a beautiful young lady, Jill Metcalf from Opp area.
Opp, Alabama.
And we're talking this morning about the Miracle League.
Yes.
And there's a special note there in my heart with that because a lot of folks, we didn't have that back in my day. And
no, it's actually pretty new.
Yeah, and now let me get this right. Now there's Miracle League in Opp, and there's Miracle League in Andalusia, or is it all one?
This for Covington County. It's not just an Andalusia thing.
Okay.
Covington County, or anybody who wants to participate with special needs of any age. Doesn't matter the handicap, doesn't matter the age, doesn't matter anything. There's a Miracle League in Troy. There's one in Dothan, or the closest ones by.
Okay. So when you're looking at the Miracle League and you said special needs, let's talk about that a little bit. I'll give you a little background with me. I was in a family that I was raised with a quadriplegic brother, and he was limited, okay, on what he could and couldn't do. He was 16 years old when he got hurt, and I know this is for young folks as well over there, but you know, the handicap really didn't have anything back in the 60s and 70s.
No.
You weren't even thought of back then.
No.
But, you know, in the 60s and 70s and 80s, things started turning a little bit. There was more handicap, more looking at special needs children. In the 90s, it was a huge wave going toward the movement to look at our children with special needs not as and I'll use the word because this is what people used out there, freaks of nature, but actually real children with real special needs, and not something that was contagious or something that was bad or evil or anything like that. It was something that a child needed, and that the whole outlook changed. And then in 2000, things just went over the hill with it, and now we've got Miracle League. I'm so proud of this Miracle League. I mean,
we're
awesome.
very fortunate to have it. We are.
Tell us a little about the history of Miracle League, and don't go into the details of the future of it right now. Tell us the history of it. How did it get started? Who started? Why here? Why now?
From my understanding, Miracle League started in Atlanta. There's a big organization in Atlanta that started it, and just basically to help have the kids have something to do, you know, make them feel more like everybody else. And it's kind of started small like everything else and then just blew up. The closest one is in Troy. They have been there this is their 3rd season starting. So that's kind of where we're getting all of our pointers from. A man named Dan in Troy, really nice guy, comes down, helps out, gives pointers. He's going to be for our first orientation night to tell us what to do, basically, as best as possible, because there's always, nothing's going to run exactly like it's supposed to.
Look around
that
here. It never runs the same every day.
That doesn't happen with normal kids, and it's surely not going to happen with special ones. But it really doesn't matter. We're just going to go with it, and as long as they're having a good time, it doesn't really matter how things run.
Well, a lot of people wonder sometimes, because not everybody has a special needs child, and they don't get acclimated into having being around a special needs, and when their association with it is like the Special Olympics.
Yes.
Okay, and they go, oh, well, that's kind of like the Special Olympics.
Yes.
But but this is more like the Special Olympics on steroids.
Well, not so much, because actually our Special Adventures Day, which is going to be on the 19th, is our version almost of the Special Olympics for the county kids and just in this area. It's kind of like their field day per se, and but they're actually going to do a baseball game, and they'll have lots of different activities for all the different kids and whatever each kid can do the best. But it actually compares really closely.
Oh, okay. So there is
there is a bit of a bond, I guess you would say. It all kind of falls together.
If you've ever been, folks, to a Special Olympics event, okay, I know I've been to several.
Hands down, you will never see anything else like it.
I mean, you will cry. Okay?
Oh, yes.
You will laugh.
Oh, yeah.
And you will scream, go, go, go.
Yeah, if you can't get excited and have a warm heart at that place, then you never will.
There's something definitely wrong there. But
we did compete in Opp. We competed at the Special Olympics in Enterprise a couple of years back, and that was just, I mean, I have a special needs child. He's 13, and I've always been very involved, and that's the first time I've seen anything like that, and I've never seen anything like it. It was just amazing, and I laughed, I cried. We had an awesome day.
Well, it's neat because you see the parents, you see the public, you see the officiating people.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody there is there for one reason.
Yes.
And that is to make sure these children have the best time of their lives.
Yes, and they do. They enjoy every bit of it. There was not even just the games or the relays and stuff. They had radios going the whole time, and there was always a big group up there dancing and just having a good time. And that's what it's all about, just having fun.
To sit there and see a child, they're all winners.
They are.
Every single one of them are winners, and not one of them goes away from there brokenhearted,
Oh, no.
sad. They could have come in last on the run. They won.
Yes, because they actually got out there and did it. They were able to do it.
They participated. They feel like they became part of something.
Mm-hmm.
And so many times, as hard as it is for us to admit it as a society, we have a tendency to separate our children
Mm-hmm.
and adults as special needs and regular people. And let me tell you something. I'll sit right here next to this young lady. I'll tell you, a special needs person is a regular person.
Yes.
They are. Don't ever say that
Yeah.
in front of me because
Yeah.
you know, as I told you about my brother, people used to, oh man, you know, that's sad, you know. And how does he get up and get around? Well, I pick him up, put him in a wheelchair, we push him around, and
It's not sad.
It's a
they're
whole
normal
different-
people, just like
Exactly.
everybody else. They just have a different world, and honestly, it's a much better world than what we live in.
oh yeah, because they're always happy.
They are.
They
They are.
always got
They don't stress the small stuff.
right. They achieve, okay, and they achieve the small things that me and you take for every day, okay, for granted. They take as an achievement
Yes.
every second, and it's. Folks, if you're not behind the Miracle League or you're just wondering what it's about, let's just say it's really helping God's children out, the ones that have that special need.
Yes,
And your son's 13,
he is.
and
He is.
he goes to school.
He's an op. He does. He's actually transitioning. He's at the high school this morning. We're transitioning to move over to the high school next year.
Cool.
We actually have a high school teacher from Andalusia, Will K-Mack, and he's just doing an amazing job over there for us. But it's a transition, and of course, mommies have more problems than kids.
Dads are hanging in there too, about the same now.
We've been at elementary school through, Tanner's actually a 6th grader, and we've been there all this time with the same aide and amazing teachers. Amy Jackson came about 5 years to us, and she's just been a blessing. Honestly, I've talked to other parents with kids in schools, other places, and I looked at all the schools before I put Tanner into school. I started a year before he was going to go to school, looking at all the schools and talking to people, and OP was just the best fit for us. I'm from OP, and I'm glad that it happened that way, but I would have been more than willing to move. But I can honestly say that there's not a better school system to me for my son than OP has been. It's just been wonderful, wonderful. Never had an issue. The kids, my worst phobia was, oh, the kids, they're going to be ugly. You know, they're going to be ugly to him. And never, not one time in 7
We're
years.
special here. I
Yes,
mean, in this
whole
community.
this whole area has just been amazing. You don't see the things that you see in other places or hear the horror stories that you hear associated with special needs kids and in the school system or just in the public in general. You just don't have that here. Everybody knows everybody, and it's just amazing to take him out. He's the friendliest kid in the county, I tell everybody, because he never meets a stranger. Never.
Well, we're proud to have you on. I tell you that again, this has a special place right here for Eddie, and I want to get involved in. I want to become part of it.
Everybody can be involved. We can't have enough volunteers. Not ever. We need coaches. We need buddies. We need team moms, team dads. Everybody will have a place. Everybody's welcome. In order to be a volunteer, you do have to contact Caitlin Shipman at Parks and Rec, and her number is 428-2106. She's got a registration form. Actually, I brought one for you to see. Just general information. Volunteers do have to be 12 years old, but it's just an amazing experience. Every child has to have a volunteer on the field with them. and somebody to kind of help them. We have everything for the kids there. All they have to bring is a pair of tennis shoes, and then if they don't want to wear shoes, they don't have to. You know, if they're in a wheelchair, that's fine too. The field is soft. There's no grass.
It's that special matting.
That special matting turf.
Yeah.
It is. We're going to have our orientation on April 23rd at 6. That'll be a Tuesday night, and we may do a little bit of practice. Dan's coming from Troy to kind of direct us in the right way and get everything done. April the 30th, which is a Tuesday night again, at 6 will be our first game. And we'll run 6 consecutive Tuesday nights from there. And we may do some extra games here and there with the Troy team or just whatever the kids feel like. Basically, it's whatever they feel like doing. And when the kids get there, everybody says, well, my kid can't play baseball. Well, my kid can't either. He actually seems to think he's better at golf. Will's been practicing with him a lot in the mornings, and he'll hit it just right off the tee, and then he takes the bat and hits it like a golf ball. So it doesn't matter. And Alan Bracewell has gotten everything he can possibly think of to accommodate every child, every kind of bat he could find, every kind of ball. There's even a big, huge ball that flashes for the children who maybe have a vision impairment. The balls are soft and kind of smushy. Anything that can be thought of has been thought of to accommodate every special need.
That's what you think now. And as you get into it, I'm sure you'll find one or two things.
Oh, yeah.
Jill, we're going to take a quick commercial break.
Okay.
And we're going to come back. I want to talk a little bit more in depth about the volunteer program.
Okay.
Because it's essential in this. Because like you said, each child has to have an adult out there with them or a volunteer with them. And, if you got a baseball team, that's a lot of children.
Yeah.
Okay. And each person has to be out there with that child. We'll talk about that when we come back. And qualifications, I think we went over that as far as being a volunteer. Touch on a little better where they can get all this stuff, and we'll make sure that happens. And you've got one obligation other than talking about your program while you're sitting there. I don't know if you watch this very often over or not, but my wife sits there when I say we're getting ready to go commercial break. She says, keep it real. So whoever's sitting over there says, keep it real.
Okay, keep it real.
Keep God in it. We'll be right back right after these messages. Thanks for tuning in. We'll be back with more with Miracle League coming up. Good morning and welcome back to WKNI TV 25. We're honored to have a young lady on talking about a wonderful thing coming in our community, and Jill Metcalf from the Op area. And she's with the Miracle League and talking about that. Last segment we talked a little bit about some of the things that are expected or coming up and how it's going to kind of play out and how this affects the children and the adults and the people around it. It's a huge, and I'll be honest with you, I'm from Orlando, Tampa area. Nothing like what we have here when it comes to the attention and the care and the community surrounding something like this. The kids are mean, okay, in schools and stuff. I know for a fact we've got friends that have special needs children in some of the school systems here, and they always talk about the teachers and the students and everybody, and that's because we're close knit, and that we're a lot different, and this is why I say we're the golden nugget in the middle of someplace in the southeast, because when people look at us, they go, wow, they're weird. Yeah, we are, because we're not the abstract out there. We're not the group that don't care. We're not the people.
Yeah.
We have all these neat things that we build in our community, and our leaders and people in the community stand up and build these things to secure it. We talk about God in school. You do that in Tampa, you go to jail. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's ridiculous. And we try to keep God in front of everything. We try to keep, the truth in front of everybody. When there's a problem with the child, we communicate, with the parents. All right? You may not hear about a problem with your child in those areas that I mentioned, the big cities, for months until it's too late.
Oh, goodness.
And you got a child failing, and they failed. And you go, what happened? And the teacher goes, well, just failed. No interest. You got a problem with the child here, that teacher's on the phone with you, either on Facebook or someplace, getting in touch with the family members. So we're very blessed to have a support system in Covington County that stands second to nobody else. I can tell you from my personal experience. Miracle League, when that came in, wow.
Yeah.
You know, that my heart just started going like this. Now, is it only going to be baseball?
Yes.
Okay.
It's just a baseball league, just like everything else. And they've, out at Johnson Park in the city of Andalusia, has worked very hard to make sure that there's always going to be other baseball games going on. There's always going to be something else going on out there. So they're never out there by themselves. They'll always feel like they're a part of something, you know, like they're included in everything. And I know my little boy loves the baseball field.
Mm-hmm.
So I think all the kids will really enjoy it. And biggest thing is we have 20 kids signed up right now. There's probably close to 500 handicapped children in Covington County. We just can't say enough that, you know, we need more kids. We need more kids to play. We need more volunteers. Everything from the very bottom to the very top. We can use everybody's assistance. Anybody can donate. You know, right now the program is up and running, but you know, everything costs money.
Right.
So anybody can donate. Any kind of donations can be made at Parks and Rec. Doesn't matter how big, how small, the amount doesn't matter. Another reason that donations are so important is because this particular league is completely free to the children. There's no charge, no registration, no nothing. A lot of times, it's especially hard for parents these days with the economy, how it is, but it's a lot harder for people with special needs children. You know, you have more expense, and it's just harder, but the city of Andalusia has strived to make sure that there's no expense for this. There's no registration fees, and everything's going to be provided. If they don't have it, then they'll get it. They'll provide them a baseball cap and a T-shirt with their team name on it, and then if the child has a baseball glove, they can bring that. If not, we'll get one for them. You know, we'll figure it out however we need to work it to get everything taken care of and everybody having a good time. That's our biggest concern, is just that the kids have a good time. If they want to come out and play, okay. If they want to sit in the dugout the whole time, that's okay. You know what? They're a part of it still. If they're out there at all, they're a part of it in whatever capacity they choose to be. That doesn't matter. You know, the games will basically run about 2 innings. You can't really get in a whole lot more because every team will go through the entire batting lineup and then they'll swap out. But there will be umpires on the field. There'll be a scoreboard. Everything to make it as real as it can possibly be.
Oh, it is real.
It is.
And, you know, these kids get out there and, you know, you say 2 innings, that's going to wear them out.
Oh, yeah. That's going to be at least an hour for them.
And how often will these games be available?
Every Tuesday night for 6 weeks.
6 weeks.
Through the baseball season.
Wow. That's pretty cool.
And that may not seem like a whole lot, but for those kids, that's a lot.
Yes.
And then at the end of the season, if we see that, you know, hey, they had a really good time and they probably would have played longer, we can extend it. You know, pretty much it'll just work around what the kids want to do.
Well, there's a lot of different special needs and different levels of special needs. And, you know, some people have asked me, because we've talked about the Miracle League here with Mayor Johnson in the past and a few others. And I've had the question come up, well, you know, are you going to have the special needs children divided?
Oh, no.
Okay.
Oh, no.
I wanted to make sure that was clear.
No,
okay, because
there is no division.
Exactly.
There is none.
But people ask that because they want to know if there's going to be a physical special needs group or a mentally, you know, special needs group, or, you know. Teams
haven't been picked, nothing like that. We'll probably just, on orientation night, we'll just split them up, you know, and that's it. And it won't be for any reason except for, hey, you go here, you go there.
Where do they happen to be sitting at the time?
Yeah, and that's going to be about it. Each coach will pick a major league team, and that'll be their team name. Okay. We actually have a lady from OP who's volunteered to coach one team, but we are looking for coaches. Her granddaughter is handicapped, and she's going to be playing. Debbie Richburg, she owns a beauty shop over in OP.
Yes, very nice lady.
And so Debbie's going to be coaching, and she is super excited. just absolutely can barely contain herself. We just love Miss Debbie. There's the biggest thing is just getting enough volunteers in and getting more kids to play.
Right.
People.
You've got what, 20 out of 500.
Yes.
and folks, this is an opportunity for your child to get out and become part of the community again. Become part of being able to put that piece in the puzzle that may be missing to them. How many times have, and I'm speaking to the special needs parents, you sit in front and they're watching TV, they're watching baseball, they're watching football, they go to, watch bowling, or they see other kids doing other things. What do you think that child's thinking? Gee, I wish I could do that.
Mm-hmm. And they can.
And now you can, okay, with the baseball end of
Mm-hmm.
it here with the Miracle Leagues. And I encourage you, these are people in the community. These aren't strangers coming in and saying, hey, look, we're going to tell you what to do and how to do it. These are our own people. You hearing this young lady talking about how this one man's coming from Troy who set it up.
Mm-hmm.
He's the only outsider, okay?
Yeah.
Everybody else, it's local. It's going to be people from Andalusia, people from Ott, people from Florella, people from Red Level, River Falls.
And now with that, we're not going to just throw, even the volunteers, the buddies, nobody's just going to be thrown out there. There will be orientation. There'll be an orientation on the 23rd. Before every game, every volunteer that's there will have a little orientation period where they'll be directed as to what they need to do, how they need to make sure that no matter what, the child is protected. So the ball doesn't hit them, so the bats doesn't hit them, anything. That's the purpose, to have a volunteer with every single child.
Right.
So it's not going to be just, hey, I want to show up and volunteer, and you just get to go right out there. No, you're going to be directed as to what you need to do and how you need to take care of it, and it's going to be very closely monitored, so that I'm sure all the parents will be there. They're the best monitors.
Exactly. Exactly. Mom and Dad, and a little extra push here.
And the parents are welcome to go on the field with their child if they want. They're welcome to be volunteers. Mm-hmm. They're welcome to sit in the dugout, whatever they want to do. But there's going to be people there to take care of that. Because a lot of times, the parents don't get a lot of breaks.
Exactly.
They don't get to be the spectator. They don't get to sit in the bleachers and watch. So this is an opportunity for them to do that as well, if that's what they want to do. They can just sit in the bleachers and watch and be a spectator and take it all in.
That's one of the things I was going to bring up, and I'm glad you did, is that here's an opportunity for the family to be able to sit in the bleachers and watch
Mm-hmm.
and take part.
Yes.
Oh, I've got that. Excuse me.
And there's concessions, there's everything. There's going to be a gazebo built very close there by the Miracle League Park. When the games are over, the park's there for the kids to play on.
Very friendly park, by the way,
yes.
to kids.
It's very, very elaborate, and we're hoping to have it done by April 19th for Special Adventures Day. That's actually going to be held at the Miracle League Park. It'll actually be kind of a big grand opening, I guess, per se. Special Adventures Day is something that we do.
That'll be Friday or Saturday?
Friday. It's on a Friday. It starts at 9. It's kind of like their field day, per se. This will be the second year doing it. Last year it was in Florella, and it'll kind of bounce around to different areas throughout the county every year. But it just was a great time this year for Andalusia to host it with the Miracle League Park opening. And it's lots of fun. The kids have a blast. Last year they did. I think probably the best thing that the kids from our area liked last year was the water balloons. They popped water balloons on everybody. The kids were wet, the teachers were wet, the parents were wet, everybody was wet. Everybody had a great time. There'll be jump houses, anything they can do to accommodate. But it's just mostly a fun day.
And again, I want to remind parents, what does this cost?
Nothing. And Special Adventures Day is actually done through the schools. Mm-hmm. So the schools will be busing the kids over that morning for Special Adventure Days. But parents are welcome to come out and support them and watch. And like I said, it's like a field day / Special Olympics kind of thing for them.
We're going to take a quick break again.
Okay.
And then we're going to come back and kind of let you have what we call a free-for-all, whatever you want to talk about this, and then, recap everything once again. But
keep it real.
She's done better than most anybody else that's come on here. She remembered it the second time. Keep God in it. We'll be right back with more with Miss Jill Metcalf from the Miracle League here, and we're so proud to have her on today. This is something that's very dear and near to my heart, and we love you all. Thanks for tuning in. God bless. We'll be right back right after this. Good morning and welcome back to WKNI TV 25. We're here with Jill Metcalf from Miracle League, and we're so proud to have you on, Miss Metcalf, and appreciate you sharing this information with our viewers. A huge opportunity for a good part of our community. Everybody, I was thinking earlier when we were talking about, Covington County being what it is and different than other places in the bigger cities. We do have that opportunity. I don't think there's anybody in this county that doesn't know somebody or related to somebody that has a special needs child.
Yeah, that's very accurate. There's lots of kids. Lots of kids. I was amazed by the numbers myself.
And there's only 20 that signed up for Miracle League.
Yes, we only have 20.
There's something wrong with that number, okay?
Yeah.
How can we get them to get signed up for this? Let's just break it all out for them. What are the limitations for the children? What children won't be accepted?
There's none. No children will not be accepted. No child will not be accepted with any kind of handicap. Doesn't matter. There's no charge. All you have to do is show up for 7 Tuesday nights in a row. That's it.
Tennis shoes, yes, but optional.
Yeah, they can't wear cleats. That's the biggest thing. You can't have baseball cleats on this field. So tennis shoes, no shoes, whatever. However you want to come, it doesn't matter. We'd just be glad to have you. Anybody that can come out at all, doesn't matter.
Now, where do they have to sign up at? Can they sign up
Parks
online?
and Rec. They can. There is a website, but Parks and Rec in Andalusia, and talk with Caitlin Shipman. She is amazing and has done a really good job putting all this together. 428-2106 is how you can reach her, and she's there most all day, every day. And if not, somebody there can help you. Mr. Bracewell could help if he needed to, if she's not available. Again, we'll just go over everything. It's at Johnson Park. The biggest thing is a lot of times, because there are going to be other baseball games going on, they think, oh, parking. I know that's always an issue for us because my son has trouble walking a little bit, and the whole front row by the park, 20 some odd parking spaces, every Tuesday night will be reserved for Miracle League players. Nobody else will be able to park there.
Then they have to have a player in the car. Yes,
you have to have a player with you. It's not because, oh, my family came and they want to park there. No, that's specifically reserved for the players. It kind of makes them feel special, and then it helps the parents out too. So if mom and dad come in 2 separate vehicles, one can park somewhere else, but we're going to try to make them feel as special as they can, and kind of give them a little VIP parking up front, and just do as much as possible to make them special. Our first event, again, will be the 19th. Will be Special Adventures Day held out there. We'll have an open registration. So anybody who comes to Special Adventures Day, parents come with them, they can sign up that day. We'll have forms there. We'll have volunteer registration forms there. Everything for anybody who wants to help in any capacity. Again, it'll run for the 7 Tuesday nights. The first one being an orientation practice kind of night, 6 games beyond that. Can't say enough about volunteers, peer helpers. 12 years old and up, anybody can come and help, anybody. We won't turn anybody away. A lot of organizations do it. Youth groups at churches, just anybody. I've talked to several people at different churches that I know and said, hey, you know what, if your youth group's looking for something to do, send them out. Have them sign up. Let's get them involved. Again, donations are always welcome, especially since this is completely at no charge to the children.
What is the age limitations?
There's not.
So
there's not. Literally, when I say anybody can play with the special needs, I mean anybody.
And how about gender?
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. There is no limitation whatsoever.
And whatever their limitation is?
Doesn't matter. It'll be accommodated. Does not matter.
It's amazing.
I'm telling you, Andy has thought of everything he can think of to try to accommodate everybody he can accommodate. It's just a really good thing that we've got going on in our community here. We would like to have as many people registered as we could before Friday, just to kind of get an idea on numbers and stuff before orientation, because we will be taking shirt sizes and stuff like that at orientation to go ahead and get everything ordered, and we want to make sure that we've got something for everybody on the first night. Special Adventures Day will start at 9 o'clock, so anybody that needs to come out and register can do that. That's like I said, that's more just like a field day for the kids, so that's not necessarily anything that is Miracle League, but it kind of is. It kind of all goes together. Each child will get a t-shirt and a baseball cap. Everything else will be provided. They want to bring a ball glove. By all means, they can bring their baseball glove and play. If not, we'll get one for them. We'll figure it out. They've got lots of things donated. If you have things to donate, if you have baseball gloves laying around the house or something, you want to donate them to Miracle League, then hey, drop them off at Parks and Rec. We'll be glad to have them. Anything that anybody can do. We went over that. The other thing that's going to be exciting for the kids is going to be Homer, the Miracle League mascot.
He's cool looking.
Yes, we have. That's actually not him.
Oh, that's not him.
That's actually our Bobcat.
Ah.
For Special Adventures Day. Even our mascots, every school mascot comes out for Special Adventures Day.
Cool beans.
And supports. And we don't actually have a picture of Homer here.
They
we just
do
have
up
the
on
one
the screen
yeah.
right now. So.
We have a costume coming. So that's something else that we need is volunteers for people to be Homer every Tuesday night.
Wow.
And so it's going to have to be somebody who's energetic and very personable and very
that's
social.
That's not already a mascot because you'll be there anyway.
Yeah,
So.
well, not every Tuesday night. Now, just for
Okay.
Special Adventures do all the school mascots come out. But and I realize that Tuesday nights a lot of people are playing other games and stuff like that. But in order to be a volunteer, you don't have to be there every single game. You come when you can.
Right.
You know, you don't have to show up every single game.
So like I told you, I'm personally going to volunteer. And,
Yes.
and I'm going to enjoy going out there, and whether I need to, just stand there with the child or talk to a child, it doesn't matter. It's just being a part of it.
I tell you what, we're looking for a commentator for every Tuesday night. We need somebody to do the commentating every Tuesday night. We're looking for somebody, and I'm not sure if she's found anybody yet, but we are looking for somebody to do that.
I'll be proud to help out with that any way I can.
Homer, this little guy though, he's the cutest thing ever. And I'm sure the kids are just absolutely going to love him. And he'll be socializing the whole time and hanging out, having fun with the kids. It'll be a lot of fun, I think, for everybody. And again, we'll touch on that. The games are not going to be drug out, 6 innings, keep us there all night, that kind of thing. It'll be 2 innings. Each player will bat through the whole batting order, and then they'll swap out. We'll have umpires on the field, scoreboard to all make it real official, per se, or at least make them feel like it's more official, although score doesn't matter.
Right.
Nobody will be called out or anything like that. We won't have any of that.
I'll tell you what they're watching for, and you know what it is. They're watching for that one moment that they're a part of it. Mm-hmm. And once they're that part of it, that's it. I mean, and if they're get up to bat again, okay, that's another part of it. They have just fulfilled so many things in their life, and they're excited because they took part of something.
Mm-hmm. That's it. And another thing, like I said, there'll always be other games going on. When your kid's game is over on Tuesday nights, if we're playing, come over and watch. We need lots of support. We'd be happy to have everybody in the community come out and support them and cheer for them, and they just love that. Right. They love it. Coaches have to be 20 years old or older. Volunteers 12. Let's see, what are we forgetting? The commentator. So anybody who would like to do that, in addition to you might have a sore throat one night. So we can always.
That's been like what, 2 weeks of that already.
We always need backups for every single thing. We can't have enough. Let's see.
Well, what we'll do is we'll take a quick commercial break.
Yeah.
We'll come back in, and we'll say our howdy tooties, and I'll talk a little bit more about this, and we'll get on out of here and let you get on down the road because you got a busy day.
Yeah.
So,
Have work today.
there you go. Where do you work at? No, never mind.
I don't mind. That's Sawtell.
There's good people over there, too, and they support all this.
Yes, they
sure
do. They do.
So lots of businesses. In fact, we'll talk about that when we come back. He's over there toe-tapping me, I can tell. I get so used to him going, can you hear him?
I can't. Let's watch his feet.
So,
keep it real.
Keep God in it. We'll be right back right after this. Great time coming up, folks. This is an opportunity in our community. It's just huge. I'm excited. I'll tell you, this is something great for our community. God bless you. We'll be right back right after this. Welcome back once again. We're here talking about Miracle League events coming up this week, and we're so proud to have Jill Metcalf come and speak on behalf of Miracle League, and there's a lot of fine folks behind this, by the way. Mentioned a few of them already this morning. Jill has, and just so many people working so hard behind the scenes to make sure this came about. Yeah. And it's such a needed thing in a community such as ours. 500 children fit the criteria to be a part of this.
That we're aware of.
That you're aware of.
I mean, that's just a rough poll that they did, but at least that many, so there's, and even something else that I can say is if even if transportation is an issue, we'll work it out.
Oh yeah.
Just give us a call. We'll figure it out. Whatever we need to do to get them there to play, we'll take care of it. If we may need volunteers for that, and there's already one little boy from Opp. I talked with his mom personally, and well she doesn't drive, and I said, hey, not a problem. We'll get you there. We'll pick you up. We'll take you. We'll bring you back home. Well, I have 2 other kids. Okay, we'll take them too. Whatever we need to do, it doesn't matter.
It helps the child out tremendously, but the family benefit as well. I mean, this is not just about the children; it's about the family, and it spins off to the community in a very positive way. Folks, I'm telling you, if that's not crowded down there this week with hundreds of people just to watch, not just the other games going on, but to come over to the Miracle Field and see that going on out there, you will have a tug on the heartstring. You will. It's I don't know how to explain it. When I went to my first Special Olympics, I can remember, and there was a young lady that had Down syndrome, and I kind of was helping and being a part of it, but it wasn't quite like this is. And I was in the fire department, and we were there on standby, for medical needs and things. And somebody said, hey, she needs some help. Hey, Lewis, get over there and give her a hand. Ooh, I didn't know what to do. And by the time that whole thing was over at the school, that young lady had calmed me down, had gotten me to where I just was like, hey, and she took care of me. I mean, it was kind of a neat thing.
That is how it is.
Yeah,
that is.
And when it was over with, I didn't want to leave. I cried like a baby on the fire truck all the way back. I said, no, we got to do this again. And that's what it's about. And seeing these children enjoying themselves, the families enjoying themselves, and the people in the community enjoying themselves. 500 people possibly that be there. There's only 20. I beg you, implore you to please register your child. They won't. There's no child left behind in Covington County. I can tell you that.
Oh, no.
Not in Covington County, baby.
No.
And if there's a special needs child, it's going to be taken care of. And we're proud. We're going to do whatever y'all want us to do. We're going to be there for you. And
we appreciate it.
We'll publicize this. We'll put it up on the screens. We'll talk about it. We'll have you. We like you. And she done very well, didn't she, guys? Give her a hand. And she done very well today coming on here talking about this and putting up with me and my hoarse voice. Boy, I'll tell you.
I think everybody's got that right now.
Oh, man, don't they?
Pollen is killing folks.
I think it's that Korean guy done sent something over and got everybody. That's what it's all about. But anyway, let's still go there. But it's all about it. Once again, this Friday is the
Special Adventures.
Special Adventures.
Starts at 9 o'clock in the morning.
At
at Johnson Park at the Miracle League field, which is on the far corner beside Palmer's.
Right.
In that far corner, the
Palmer's
back
and
parking
Sons.
lot. If you come in the back parking lot there, you'll be right there. You'll be looking at the park.
And the first 20 parking spaces right there go to the players.
The players every Tuesday night. So
That's on Tuesday night.
And that's good information for everybody that'll be at the park. Because if you come out on Tuesday nights, don't be upset that you don't
And
get
you're
to
right
park there.
next to Palmer and Sons, and guess where your car will be if you park there?
Don't be upset, but
I can see Greg out there with the grapple hook going.
that's going to be reserved that night, and it's just something to make them feel special, and it's one night a week. It's
Right.
not that big a deal.
So, again, stop by, folks, and get the registrations done. I'm going to register as a volunteer. You can register as a volunteer. Volunteers are needed. There's going to at least have to be 25, 26 volunteers just for this one setup.
Oh, at least, because there'll be a volunteer for every child. There'll be volunteers in the dugouts. That's kind of where the team mom, team dad things come in. Coaches.
And you don't have to be a parent or a relative.
No,
of a special child.
Anybody in the community. We welcome anybody who wants to help, anybody who just wants to be a part of it. And like I said, you don't have to think, well, if I volunteer, I'm going to be obligated and I have to come out every time. You don't.
Right.
You don't. You come out whenever you can, but I can tell you that once you come out one time, you're going to want to be there every time. It's just an amazing experience.
It is.
People tell me all the time, oh, I don't know how you do it. Because my son's a handful. he's almost as tall as me, and he's over 100 pounds now, and he's a handful, and he's strong, and he's headstrong. And people say, oh, I don't know how you do it. Well, I don't know how you wouldn't do it.
Exactly.
He's your kid, and it doesn't matter, and you're going to do whatever. And you don't do a lot of things in the typical manner that people think they should be done. And a lot of people say, oh, gosh. And they look a lot, but we just smile and go with it because that's what we do.
Well, I can attest to that because I was 6 years old when my brother got hurt. And I was a caregiver from the age 6. If you know what I mean by that.
Oh, yeah.
And, whether it was giving them medicine or getting them water or, I was even changing bed sore dressings and things like that. I mean, I don't want to get real graphic, but there was a lot of things I'd done as a child that no other child, not many, can say they had to do. When I got home from school, I didn't do my homework and go outside and play with the rest of the kids. I came home and I took care of my brother. And then I did my homework. And then I took a shower, ate, and then went to bed. It was a different lifestyle for me. And people sit there and go, and they hear me when I get really in detail about it, and they go, wow, don't you wish you had it different? No.
No.
I certainly don't. I wouldn't trade 1 second of my childhood for a second of what would be called normal childhood.
Yeah. And it's just, normal is such a random word. It's what you're accustomed to. That is your normal. I have nephews. I have 5 brothers. So I have nephews. I have 1 little niece.
Bless your heart. 5 brothers, huh?
I do. I'm the oldest and the only girl. But
you had a rough time.
No, actually I didn't. I wouldn't trade it at all. But my nephews don't think anything different.
You don't, because it's
what's
part of your
normal
life.
to them.
It's normal. And people sit there and they say, what do you mean it was normal? It was. I don't see anything different about my life than yours other than, okay, I was taking care of other things, but it was normal. I look at a person in a wheelchair today, it doesn't have an effect on me.
No.
Some people, I know, because I've heard this over and over again, they see a child with Down syndrome, or they see a child that is a special needs child that's physically or visibly a special needs child, and they'll walk 10 feet around just so they don't catch it. Okay? It's not contagious. Okay?
Although in this area, we are so fortunate.
We are in this area. This don't happen.
That's very rarely an issue.
But you go down in these bigger cities, and that's what it is.
we travel a lot, and it gets to be a bigger issue in different places. But here, and my son Tanner, he's just one of those kids. Once you meet him once, he knows you forever, and he's going to speak to everybody that he sees. I mean, if anything, it just takes us longer to go places because he has to talk to everybody. And we have a lot more fun. We actually are at an advantage, and I tell people that all the time. Oh, I feel so sorry for you. Well, don't feel sorry for me. I feel sorry for you You know, you have to have a normal lifestyle. What you see is normal. I don't. You know, we have a lot of fun. And that's the biggest thing. We take it every day, one day at a time, and we do whatever we have to do that particular day. And that's the way everybody should live. And we kind of get caught up in what we're supposed to do, and it doesn't work out that way. But with these kids, there is no supposed to do. You know, you do whatever comes up, and that's it.
In Covington County, we are so blessed. And,
we are.
And to have, you know, everybody out there doing their thing, Mr. Bracewell, an angel, okay?
Yes.
Just to get involved and take the handle on this, and,
Yes.
and the other.
He's been amazing, and
He can't play golf very well, but
I don't know about his golf game. But we're very blessed that the city of Andalusia brought this to the county and kind of took control and put it all together for us. And
we got a great
good
mayor
opportunity.
over here, and we got great leadership.
It's a good opportunity for the entire county to come together as one and not be divided by towns or communities.
Whether you're related to one of these children or not, please come out to these events. You will be rewarded. I guarantee you, you will be rewarded.
You will. You've never seen anything like
and
it.
The children will be rewarded, and the families as well. So it's a win-win-win for everybody. So thanks for coming on.
You're welcome.
Appreciate
Thank
I
you
didn't
for
think we
having
were
us.
going to be able to get on the whole thing, but boy, you done well.
Yeah,
Gosh.
I made good notes.
You did. I was sitting there all in panic. We're going to have to quit here in a little bit, but you done well, and that says a lot for the whole league as well. And you're representing a wonderful cause, folks. Don't forget this Friday, next Tuesday, big times here
Very
in
big
the
times.
community, and come on out and join them. And we sure appreciate y'all what you've done, and
Thank you.
appreciate you coming on. God bless
Thanks
you.
for having us. Keep it real.
There you go.
Almost forgot.
Keep God in it. We never forget about God around here. And we appreciate y'all watching. And remember, Miracle League is here now. Come and enjoy a wonderful time. God bless y'all. We'll see you tomorrow, same time, same place.